Minnesota, but we also talk about a lot of other things too: parenting, sports, the arts, music. If it affects you in Minnesota, we'll talk about it. Plus, we have a lot of regular guests giving you national and local insight on the issues affecting you. Weekday afternoons, it's the Matt McNeil Show, 3 to 5 p.m. on AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
This is Angela Warner for Warner Stellian, and while I'm always proud of the work we do in our community, I'm especially proud of our partnership with Make-A-Wish. With your help, we are donating $50 for each qualifying appliance purchase to Make-A-Wish. Together, we could donate up to $100,000 for Minnesota kids again this year. So I invite you to do good for your family while helping kids' wishes come true during Warner Stellian's Great Give Back. Now through January 23rd, in-store or online at warnerstellian.com.
Habitation presents a radio drama. To buy or not to buy, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler to compromise and live with a sectional that doth not fit my space, or to take up arms against a sea of mediocrity, and by opposing it, to rest, to be comfortable, to enjoy the space that is my home. Hi, this is Gregory Rich, owner of Habitation Design and host of Drink in the Style. I'd like to personally invite you to our new showroom located in the District at Edina, 7777 Washington Avenue South. Habitation, put some drama into your interior design.
Seward Co-op is now offering convenient self-serve and prepackaged hot options and salad bars at both the Franklin and Friendship stores. Breakfast items available daily until 11 a.m. and brunch served all day every Sunday. Their weekly lunch and dinner menus highlight cuisines from around the world. They offer vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options daily. 95% of the ingredients used are organic from small-scale, local community food producers whenever possible. More at seward.coop.
There are things that we experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in a corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us, share your story, share your evidence, because this isn't just your story, this is our story. This is Ghostbox Radio.
And this is Ghostbox Radio on AM 950, where every week we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, or just the unusual. My name is Greg Bakken, and thank you very much for joining me today. First of all, Patrick, I need to apologize to you, and I am so very sorry that when I started this radio show on AM 950, about 2 years ago or something like that, I had absolutely no idea that the Vikings would be playing a playoff game during my show today. And I am really sorry. I'm really sorry that you're not set up to talk to me, but I'm also really sorry that you have to endure this while the Vikings are playing.
It's okay. I'm at peace.
Are you? Because I mean, are we even on the air? That's how worried I am that your focus isn't on the show today. So I just want to make sure, Patrick.
Oh, you know what? No one's hearing you right now. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, that may not have anything to do with the station, but we'll kind of see how things are going. But anyway, I appreciate you working through this one playoff game they're going to play this season. So I really do appreciate that. So we're going to have a great show today. And with that being said, we're going to talk local here. And I have on Nicholas Harper, who is an artist and owns the Rogue Buddha Gallery located at 357 13th Avenue Northeast in Minneapolis, also known as Northeast. I was first introduced to his art when he invited me to talk about the paranormal at one of their Death Cafe chats in November. His art's amazing and the space is beautiful. It's actually kind of hard for me to articulate really how to describe the art or the space. And I'm hoping that Nick is able to help me with that today. You can also check out everything going on at the gallery at roguebuddha.com. Nick, welcome to Ghostbox Radio.
It's such a pleasure to be here, Greg. Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you. And I'd like to invite all of our listeners to join into the conversation. To ask Nick a question, you can call in at 952-946-6205. That's 952-946-6205. You can email us a comment or question. The email address for the station is comment@am950radio.com. And we are live on AM 950 Radio, but also streaming video on the following Facebook pages. You can watch us on AM 950, Things Network, MN Ghostbox, Free Spirited Network, RU Media, Skeleton Key Network, and Temple of Phoenix Rising Entertainment. So please go there and support those pages too, but also feel free to leave questions on any of those pages you're watching from, as I'm monitoring those for comments as well. I mean, Nick, I'm not really quite sure where to start here because, first of all, if anyone can do so, there's Nick is available on Instagram. Rogue Buddha Galleries there. Go to the Facebook page. Go to their URL, roguebuddha.com. And I say so because your art is really not like anything I've seen before. Do you, as an artist, do you have any kind of way to describe the look of your art?
Yeah. At the very base level, stylistically, I call it magical realism.
Okay.
Which is similar to, but also very different from surrealism. And I really got inspired by this genre through literature. Authors like Gabriel Garcia Marquez, for example. I read his book, 100 Years of Solitude, in my early 20s, and it blew my mind and kind of opened up the world as to how I could paint portraits and how I could manipulate the body and create more allegory and metaphor through what would otherwise just be a straightforward portrait.
How do you see that? You know what I mean? I mean, it's one of those things that it's like, it is so cool how you describe it, but I mean, it's like, how do you even get to the point of being able to be like, this is how I see things, you know?
A lot of it is, I guess, paying attention and having, this might sound dorky, but having gratitude. So kind of the big premise behind magical realism is taking things we take for granted, the ordinary, everything in life, and seeing it as extraordinary, which it really is. I mean, we take everything in our daily lives so much for granted and forget just how incredible existence is in the first place. And so through that lens of magical realism, you might look at something mundane and ordinary and we see every day, and you tweak it just a little bit, give it a little bit of fantasy, and you have to pay attention to it.
It's interesting, as you say, the side of fantasy. I mean, there's something that I've been trying to put my finger on with the art that you create, the imagery. And one of the things that I kind of think about too is kind of almost like when I think you said it this way, maybe you'll disagree with me about it, almost like fairy tale in a sense, that because of that fantasy aspect to it.
Definitely. And behind fairy tales, there's usually metaphorical or allegorical deeper meanings.
Absolutely.
So it's that exactly, creating a narrative that isn't necessarily concrete or plain to see, but it's kind of hidden, and it's up to the individual to find it.
Well, that's a good point too. I mean, how much, I mean, you have a purpose with what you're creating.
Yep.
But you're also allowing the person viewing it to put their own purpose to it.
Definitely. And I kind of learned this early on, painting and making my work open to the public through the gallery, was that, if I tried to explain what everything means to me, there's a certain fraction of people that want to hear that story, but then it also kind of can rob them of their own invention when they're approaching a painting. So I'm more than happy to talk about what my vision is, but I don't limit it to that.
I can imagine that's probably not easy for all artists.
Yeah,
because some are, it's almost like, as I think you probably know, I like to cook and stuff, and I mean, I think there's interpretations, feedback of any kind with any of that stuff, and not everybody not everybody wants to hear someone else's interpretation of what of their image.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and one of my favorite quotes from Dolly, I'm paraphrasing here. He said something like, "I don't know what a painting I do means until it's done. Then I figure it out." While I go into a painting with a certain set of parameters in my mind of what I want to convey, at least for myself or project, there's also for myself a lot of interpretation after the fact, because it's kind of it's not pure science, it's art.
Right.
So it's open to interpretation and growth and learning and figuring things out. And I tend to think of art being a gateway to the soul or a mirror to the soul. And so the process of painting for me is also a process of exploration and discovery as I go along. So I don't always know what something means until it's done.
And I always think that that's one of the, I remember in high school of all places, you know, a question that baffled us, you know, us big thinkers in high school, right?
Yeah.
Of just the question, what is art?
Yeah.
And you can't really answer that question, I don't think, can you?
You can, but it's always going to come up short. I try to come up with answers, but you know, inevitably it just sounds like babble after a while.
Yeah.
I think art's essential to our daily life. I know that much for a fact, and I do think of it as a conduit to our souls. Like when somebody finds a painting that they resonate with, I think that it's because they're finding a part of themselves. They're recognizing a part of themselves that they maybe didn't know was there before. And that's why that connection, when they see something they love, it's hard to put words on it. And I leave that to critics and academicians to you know, round out the verbiage for it.
Sure.
But
so have you had somebody look at one of your pieces, give an idea of what they see, and it's changed your perspective, or at least given you really like a real stop for thought on that work?
Definitely. I did a portrait for a client last spring. It was a family portrait. And the cool thing about this portrait was they knew my work for a number of years, had never bought anything. And it was a woman and her 2 children. And her children, when I first met them, I think the youngest was around 6. And they came to an opening, and the 6-year-old had the best questions I've ever heard about my own paintings. And it was like, wow, all right, that's interesting. Never thought of it that way. And then, so they commissioned a painting. So it was the 6-year-old, who's now, I think, around 10 or 11, who asked her mom if they could get a family portrait done. And they know my style. It tends to be on the darker, weirder side.
Yep.
So I said, I'm cool with it as long as you're cool with me doing whatever I do. And so I painted this portrait, and, you know, they're in front of a cemetery. The 3 of them, they're very macabre looking, sort of, in front of a cemetery grounds. And when I revealed the painting to them, their interpretations were way beyond what I could have thought of. And it blew my mind.
That has to be pretty cool.
It is, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when someone puts a lot of thought into something that you're doing, that's not that, I mean, in this case, you know, they asked for it, but I mean, just something that you do, and someone's putting a lot of thought into that, into understanding or I mean, that's a lot of great energy going out there. That's pretty cool.
Definitely. Well, and it just goes to show that, like, we all have our own experience and our own perspective on life. And so as much as I try to control what I'm creating, once it's done, it's out of your hands.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the great thing about that. And, you know, I want to talk more about that. I also want to talk more about the space. So why don't we do this? Let's take our first break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Nicholas Harper of Rogue Buddha Gallery. You're listening to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950.
Winter is here, and there's a good chance your home isn't being heated efficiently. And it's likely because of air sealing and insulation problems. Inadequate attic insulation is the leading contributor to high energy bills, cold rooms, and ice dams. Great news, the energy-efficient pros at Snap Construction can fix it all. Stop the heat from leaking out and save. Call 612-333-SNAP or visit snapconstruction.com for your free infrared energy inspection. Install with Snap Construction and qualify for over $750 in rebates and incentives. State and city programs are now offering 0% financing for qualifying insulation upgrades. So call Snap Construction for your free insulation energy consultation and start saving on your energy bills. Call 612-333-SNAP. That's 612-333-SNAP. Or visit snapconstruction.com. Snap Construction is arguably the most well-reviewed insulation and exterior contractor in the metro area. Visit snapconstruction.com.
Reach your highest level of consciousness and well-being with metamorphosisconnections.com. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory of the best holistic and metaphysical practitioners to help you make your most informed choices. You can search metamorphosisconnections.com for classes, events, wellness and life coaches, plus metaphysical products and shops. You can also search for a wide array of healers from all modalities, including EFT, sound healing, energy healing, light therapy, ancestral healing, shamanic healing, reflexology, past life regressions, hypnotherapy, yoga, and more. And if you're not sure where to start, the search feature on metamorphosisconnections.com is tailored to help both those who know what they are looking for and those who are just starting. Come explore the possibilities for your higher self by visiting metamorphosisconnections.com. Their experienced practitioners can guide both beginners and those that are already on their spiritual journey. That's metamorphosisconnection.com, your link to direct you on your spiritual transformation.
We at AM 950 wanted to offer more thank you gifts for the great listeners who have become members. Brand new for 2023, AM 950 has the new National Parks poster featuring photos I took at the national parks. Members who sign up for a one-time $99.50 membership or recurring $25 per month membership will receive the brand new AM 950 National Parks poster and the AM 950 2023 calendar as a thank you. Go to am950radio.com, click on the tab, and become a member now. Thank you so much for supporting AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
Hi, this is Paul Metza inviting you to listen to the Wall of Power Radio Hour. We have been on the air on AM 950 for over 5 years, over 200 original shows in the can, including musicians, artists, promoters, authors, comedians, and more. We're on the air Saturdays at 6 p.m. If you'd like to advertise, get a hold of us at am950radio.com and stay tuned this weekend, Wall of Power Radio Hour.
Are you dreading Monday, hating life, and living for the weekends? It might be time for some life changes. Pamela Topchian is a board-certified hypnotherapist at hypnobreakthrough.com, and she can help. Consultations are always free, and you'll receive a complimentary sample session to try out. Get in touch on hypnobreakthrough.com or send a message on social media, hypnobreakthrough or Pamela Marie Topchian. Please let Pamela know you heard this ad on AM 950 and Ghostbox Radio. Like I say every week, she's helped me. She's helped many people. Please give it a try. And welcome back to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950. My name is Greg Bakken. Thank you for joining us. Our guest today is artist and owner of the Rogue Buddha Gallery in Northeast Minneapolis, Nicholas Harper. You can see what events and other good things are happening at the gallery by visiting roguebuddha.com. That's ROGUEBUDDHA.com. And, Nick, I wanted to talk a little bit about the space itself. And, it's actually some really good reasons to do so. First of all, going on the comments, we have a couple people who Linda had said, and she's not from in the state. She says, I find the website shows the outside and the inside of the gallery, and both present a wonderful eye full of fantastic aesthetic to walk into, very inviting.
Oh, cool.
And I know from being in there a number of times, I would definitely agree. I mean, it's such a, and once again, I struggle to find what you call that, because the words that come to my mind I would mean them to be positive,
Mhm.
but they might sound like, if I said maybe a little macabre,
Mhm.
some people don't really understand how to take that word.
Yeah. No, kind of one of the big impetuses behind the gallery for me has been to create a space that's open to the public and very inviting and non-threatening.
Mhm.
That's not sterile. No disrespect to other galleries, but I wanted to create a space that didn't have white walls and didn't feel, intimidating to people. So I wanted to create a space that was warm, that had colorful walls, deep, rich colored walls, moody lighting, dimmed lights, lots of candles, incense, nice music. And I've been fortunate enough in the last about 5 months to be working with a great friend of mine, Ken O'Brien, who's come in and really helped to kind of upscale the space even more. I kind of like to think I laid down the groundwork over the past 22 years, 23 years now, for whatever it's been. And now Ken's coming in and really helping upscale that and take it to the next level. But the whole premise behind it still remains: keep it welcoming, open to the public, non-threatening, where art's accessible to everybody, regardless of their background or interaction with it up until that point.
Yeah, and you change the inside around once in a while too, like the paint, like the wall colors and stuff like that. You try to keep it so it's not always the same for the last 24 years.
Totally. The main room in particular, we change about every 6 years. There's an accent gallery we change up about once a year, just to keep everything fresh and different. And as I grow and change, I want the gallery to grow and change as well. So. Yeah, but there is like you mentioned, there is a macabre feel to it. We were both raised Catholic.
Yes.
Went to the same Catholic grade school.
We did go to grade school together. Yep.
Yeah. And, my mom was a church cantor and choir director. So in lieu of daycare and preschool, I spent my youth growing up in choir lofts at different churches around the Twin Cities. And that liturgical or temple-esque feeling is ingrained in me.
I kind of wondered what is it our Catholic school upbringing that turned us into what we are today?
Definitely. Better or worse? Yes. We're survivors, Greg.
We're survivors. That's exactly it. Like we said, we're gonna try to bring in the spirit of Kiddock shortly to see how that works out. He was our pastor when we were there. So Molly,
I'm already trembling. I'm already scared.
Right. Oh, I know. Oh gosh.
I didn't prepare my list for confession.
Well, he's like Santa. He knows when you've been bad and good.
Oh yeah.
Mainly bad. Molly had put in a question for you. She says, I know you felt things in the P&A hall. And for those who don't know, Rogue Buddha Gallery is in the same building as the Northeast Social. And then upstairs is the Polish National Affiliation, which is a big dance hall known as the P&A Hall. Beautiful. The whole building is just really beautiful. I've investigated the P&A Hall a number of times. You've felt, we can talk about our experience the night that I spoke.
Yeah.
So Molly says, have you felt the same downstairs in the gallery? I love the energy in your space and I'm curious how you feel about it.
I love it. Definitely there's stuff that happens in the P&A hall. I'll be in the gallery and hear footsteps when nobody's up there. Somebody running around. The gallery, there's been a lot of stuff that's happened and taken place, and I definitely feel weird energies in there sometimes, but whoever's in there, whoever one of the people that's in there at some point, they've been a trickster. They've hidden paints, they've hidden my paintbrushes, moved stuff around, turn on the water faucet. They like to turn on my electric candles.
That's Kiddock.
Yeah, that's totally Kiddock. Yeah, totally. Go back to church, Nick.
You've sinned.
Totally. But all the spirits, whatever you want to call them, that are in there, they're not threatening.
No.
I definitely sense a 10-year-old girl or young girl, and there's a story that a young girl died upstairs in the P&A hall, fell off the balcony.
Yeah.
I get a sense she's in there. My brother's wife, she's done a little bit of a reading, and she got that sense. And then, of course, when you were there, the spirit box answered your question. Are there any spirits in the room?
Yeah, and we got that, as well as while the spirit box is running, we got a lot of running up and down the floor above us, which would have been P&A. And if I'm not mistaken, we pretty much were able to determine there was nobody in the building.
Yep, correct. correct. And probably the most recent thing that's happened was this summer. For some reason, my camera on my security system was lighting up a weird light. I didn't know what it meant, so I waited till I got home to check it live, and it was working. And I had never seen this before on this camera, but I'm watching the live feed, and a little beam of light went through the space. I thought, well, that's weird. And you can tell if it's a bug.
Absolutely.
You know, you can tell if it's glare coming from a car driving by outside.
Yep.
This was like 3-4 in the morning. There's no traffic, nobody walking by. And then I saw another one, and then I thought, well, every time you set the alarm or turn it off, it records a minute and stores it on the website. So I went to the website, looked at past footage, and there's these beams of light all the time, and they do weird movements. Sometimes there's one trailing the other one. And it's just bizarre. They come in and out of the walls. Sometimes they turn on in the middle of the room and then zoom.
Do you still have any of these?
I do, yeah.
I would love to see them myself.
Yeah,
if you're,
absolutely.
I mean, I think that a lot of people might be interested in that if you feel comfortable at some point to, share. I mean, and there was a big story, not a big story, but one of Margarita's sister's boyfriend at the time, or his sister, saw big lights moving on the dance floor.
Oh, really?
I should send you
that.
I need to send you the part of the web series that I've done that I haven't released of PNA, because it's really interesting. Why don't let's continue this conversation. I'm going to take another break. Okay. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Nicholas Harper of Rogue Buddha Gallery. You're listening to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950.
Hi, I'm Peter Solak.
And I'm Adam Ostrowski.
We are here at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces to talk about the joy of live fire cooking. Cooking over a live fire is the oldest and most basic form of cooking.
What's new is in the way fire is handled and its heat is managed.
It's easier to experience and enjoy the smell and taste of food cooked over a live fire.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces sells and installs live fire grills, fire pits, and ovens. Let us help you experience the smell, the taste, the fun of cooking with fire.
Pizza was first made and is still best made in an open fire oven. The radiant and conductive heat of a live fire is unmatched for wood roasting and baking artisan breads too.
Come see the many ways you can cook over a live fire.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces has over 35 working wood and gas units on display at the corner of East Franklin and Riverside Avenue in Minneapolis. More information at woodlandstoves.com. Find the fire that works for you. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, out of the ordinary products and services since 1977.
If you own a holistic or metaphysical business and are looking to expand, then you need to be listed on metamorphosisconnections.com. It's a network where you can grow with like-minded practitioners and reach new clients. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory you need to list yourself and your business. Our platform makes it easy for you to create listings of your products and services, and you can also choose to list your classes, events, and so much more. Metamorphosisconnections.com helps you create weekly and monthly promotional ads targeted towards your potential clients and promotes them for you via social media and newsletter. There are clients searching for your specialty right now. Let us help them find you. Start your listing today so you can share your own unique gifts and talents by finding the level of membership that best fits your needs. Let us help you reach your clients that are searching for what you do. Visit metamorphosisconnections.com and sign up today.
The new year is here, and it's time to take advantage of Zero Res's best deal of the year. Carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, basically every surface in your home can be Zero Resified, so it's time to call the cleaning pros at Zero Res. And don't forget your air ducts to help alleviate allergies and asthma. And it's also important to enjoy less dust, lower energy bills, and your home staying cleaner longer. Zero Res is here to protect your biggest investment, your home. Why pay someone to clean your carpet if they are going to leave something behind that makes it dirty again super fast? Zero Res is the longest lasting and best clean. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResMinnesota.com or call 952-ZERO-RES, and don't forget to ask for the AM 950 special. This month, book and clean in January only and get 23% off all services for 2023. That's 9520-RES or ZeroResMinnesota.com. Backward or forward spells the same, Zero Res.
Thanks to everyone who supported AM 950 for the last 3 years. Good news, the AM 950 2023 calendar is ready to go, featuring photos I took around Minnesota and important progressive dates. If you sign up to become a member with a one-time $50 membership or recurring monthly membership of $10, you'll receive a 2023 AM 950 calendar as a thank you gift. Go to am950radio.com to become a member and receive a calendar. That's am950radio.com. Thank you so much for supporting AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
And I'm excited to say that I'm a guest again at this year's Council Room in Bloomington, Minnesota, next weekend, January 20th through 22nd. Council Room is a Doctor Who convention, which is a love of mine. And I'm going to be there to talk about Doctor Who, British television, and the paranormal. Get tickets now, and I know you're going to have a great time. It's such a fun convention, and other stars from the series, such as Sophie Aldred, who played Ace in Doctor Who. She's going to be there too. And I'm actually going to be interviewing her next weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. Go to council-room.com and get tickets today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, open house alert in Anoka, Minnesota. Psychic mediums Sandy Stangler and Char Savoy are coming together to open Sinner Essence. Their vision is to collaborate with our intrinsic gifts to unite the physical, metaphysical, and spirit. They've created a beautiful and calming space for all to find healing, peace, and insight. Sinner Essence provides a space for readings and healings. There's also space for all their wonderful classes to be held. They would love to invite you to come and be part of this exciting grand opening at their open house on February 4th. From noon to 6 p.m. on February 4th. There's going to be gift bags available for the first 20 people filled with all kinds of wonderful things, drawings for future free readings with Sandy and future free healings with Char. Also a 10% discount if you sign up for any classes or events that day that they have coming up. There will also be 10% discounts on their merchandise and handmade products. Refreshments will be provided as well. Please stop in anytime during the open house to visit with Sandy and Char, enjoy some goodies, and save on future things to come. They are very excited, and I personally am really excited for whenever people are allowed to have their dreams come true. But they're very excited to be sharing this with all of you and look forward to seeing you all there. They are located in the Anoka Law Center at 316 East Main Street, Anoka, in the lower level, Suite 30. I know that I'm going to make my way over there on that day, so hope to see you there. Ghost Stories and Beyond is back on February 1st at Billy's Bar and Grill in Anoka. February's subject is going to be something to see. Going back to November 5th, 2022, a group of investigators did a paranormal investigation of the Grant House in Rush City, Minnesota. In fact, they were students or pupils of Char and mine from the paranormal class that we do. One of the sessions yielded an amazing amount of evidence that included equipment use such as spirit box, also mediumship, shadows, spirit touch over the course of the entire hotel, all happening within a span of 18 minutes. And all of it is connected. Join us as those investigators share their experience of that night, including lots of evidence to be played. It starts at 6:30 p.m. on February 1st at Billy's Bar and Grill in Anoka, Minnesota. In the basement of the restaurant, it's $10 to get in, which does not cover food, but there is full restaurant and bar service available too. So that's going to be pretty incredible. Now, on January 1st, Char and I did an episode of Ghostbox Radio where we talked about manifesting what you want for 2023. We gave hints on how to manifest, and that episode is available to stream. But this Tuesday, January 17th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're doing a live video stream on Facebook pages Charvinity, MN Ghostbox, and Things Network, and also Parafriends Events, where we talk about manifesting a positive 2023, and Char will take questions and we can have a great conversation about it. So that's Tuesday, January 17th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be really cool to check that out. Now, finally, if you miss Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken Live, AM 950 replays these episodes Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, or you can listen anytime by going to Spotify or iTunes. After listening, please leave a positive review for my show. I greatly appreciate it. Our guest today is artist and owner of the Rogue Buddha Gallery in Northeast Minneapolis, Nicholas Harper. You can see what events and other good things going on there by visiting roguebuddha.com. And Nick, I'm just going to have you take over the show. That's a lot to say in a very short amount of time. And, I'm out of breath over here. So what can I do? It's like with Shar and Sandy, I mentioned, and what you did, you were able to make a dream come true. I mean, that's pretty incredible. And you've been able to sustain it. And from what I can see, it's going really well.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy how quickly time flies by. It's actually been about 24 years. Next New Year's Eve, we'll be celebrating our 25th birthday.
Wow.
And really, it comes down to I'm otherwise unemployable. So I've got to make this work. Otherwise, I don't know what life has in store for me if I don't make this work.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you know how to use paint. You can paint walls.
That's true. I can't do that well, though. I can't paint walls for anything. I don't have a good eye for that. But no, it's a passion of mine. It's something I love. And while it is a lot of work, it's worth it. And, we opened up a new show on Friday night called Eldritch, which that word has a cool meaning. It's otherworldly or weird or bizarre, which was perfect for this exhibit, which features Matt Franz and Adam Marks and Johnny Kelson. And it was our biggest opening since COVID. And it was like everything's back to normal. It felt like a happy event again, and everybody was in a good mood, and the place was packed. And I had great feedback and heard from a lot of people that they were glad to be back. And
good.
That's what fuels it. And
you
keeps it going.
You have a big part. I mean, you're invested in, I'm sure bigger than this, but what I could see, like the Northeast Minneapolis art scene. I mean, it's very clear that you are a part of that. You support that, and you kind of have to, I'm sure, but still, I mean, it's, we've talked before about that area and kind of the transformation it has taken over the years. I mean, that's something that's really cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I was born and raised in Northeast, so I've seen the progression from, when I was little growing up, it was very blue collar, not much going on. And over the past 20 years in particular, it's just exploded and changed. And, now we're known for restaurants and brew pubs. And we've got a great theater on the block, Theater Latte Da. So that's been really amazing. And then, like you were saying, well, Art of World is a big thing that started way back in the day now. I think it's 25 years ago, which is a huge open studio tour of Northeast Minneapolis. And there's something like 500 artist studios are open. This is the third week of every May. It's the biggest open studio tour in the country. And then also about 6 or 7 years ago, I joined the board of the Northeast Minneapolis Arts District, which is where the gallery is. We're kind of in the heart of the district, and it's about a 1 mile radius. And it's been designated as an official arts district. And I think for the second or third time, it's been voted #1 district in the country. That was by a USA Today poll.
Nice.
I've been, happy and privileged and honored to be able to be a part of this board and do what they do and, help promote Northeast Minneapolis and the artists that work and live there.
Northeast should be proud of the impact on first of all, creativity in the area and really the diversity too. I mean, obviously I grew up in the same area as well. And, very Polish, very European, folks coming from Europe. What do we call that?
Norwegians,
just totally up. And, which is still the basis, but it's grown to be, very, very open-minded area.
Well, and the weird thing too, even back then though, there was the contingency of like Lebanese.
Yes.
It was like Polish, Norwegian, Scandinavian, and then Lebanese, but now it's everything.
Now it's everything. And you could also tell that too by just going like down Central Avenue. And I think that's a really good sign of it all as well. Definitely really.
And that's what really
cool.
helped bring Northeast back. I mean, Northeast was kind of waning.
It was.
As the older generations were moving away or passing away, and the businesses were going out of business, and there was vacancies on Central, and then a lot of different groups came in and started putting in their restaurants and stores.
And for a lot of people who may not know, that area, and that goes, even further, just a little bit beyond like this University Avenue and stuff. There's a lot of railroad, a lot of big shipping areas, big factories.
Yep.
And what I love seeing is the fact that just because they want to move new stuff into these into this community, they're not tearing down the old buildings.
No,
they're repurposing so much of it.
Well, and that's what really made the arts district, was that there were these huge factories and warehouses that instead of being torn down or turned into condos, they were turned into art studios.
Yes.
At an affordable, accessible price for artists. And so as different parts of the city changed, downtown Minneapolis changed, uptown changed, the artists came to Northeast and found a home there. And the people that own these studios or these complexes have been great in terms of their champions of the artists, and they want to make sure that these places remain studio space and accessible for people, which that's hard to find anywhere else in the country. There's nothing like it with this kind of conglomeration.
It really is compact, isn't it? There is something about it that it makes it very unique. And like you said, I've not seen anything quite on that scale.
Yeah. Like I said, like Art World features over 500 studios, maybe close to 1,000 artists. It's incredible.
What does that say about, I guess, Minneapolis? Yeah. I'm sure all of Twin Cities, all of Minnesota, but really Minneapolis. Art seems to have always been pretty valued.
It says it's cold 9 months out of the year.
so you have to do something.
You have to do something.
There is that
part
too.
Of it. But yeah, there's a ton of creativity in Minneapolis. It's and we're known for, our music, our theater and dance. Less so for visual arts, but that's starting to change now.
Right.
So over the last 10 years, I'd say it's really starting to get some momentum, and people are paying attention to Minneapolis as a epicenter for visual arts. It's not flyover country. Don't have to go to Chicago or New York to find great work.
No. Well, and just down the road from you, first of all, a friend of the radio show, Urte, just closed.
Yeah.
Which is very sad. And friend Carla and I went there the week before it closed one last time to say our goodbyes and whatnot. Just an incredible place.
And they were around forever.
But I think you've been around longer, because I think they've only been around for like 21, 22 years, I thought.
Oh, I don't know for sure.
You're the
I've been there 24. Yeah. So it's possible. They've definitely had a couple different owners in that time period.
Yeah.
And I remember when that place was a coffee shop, the Mighty Fine Cafe, I think.
Yeah.
And they had a great print shrine as you walked in there. There was the horrible painting of Prince with some cherubs, and then people would leave trinkets and like candles to it. And I wish I could get that painting. Somebody has.
Someone has to have it somewhere.
If you're listening, you have that painting.
Even if you just want to drop it off anonymously outside Rogue Buddha, right?
Totally. Yep.
And also at the further down is St. Cyril's.
Yep.
Which I will always. We stopped going to St. Charles Church.
Yeah.
Going to mass Saturday night at St. Cyril's because we were able to do everything Saturday night at the 5:30 mass, including homily, in 20 minutes. That's what my parents wanted. They wanted us to be out the door.
That's
and
funny.
It's like that, that thing of like how to some people church isn't necessarily a spiritual awakening. It's something you have to do.
Yeah, totally.
Why don't we do this? Let's take our last break. When we come back, we're going to finish our conversation with Nicholas Harper of Rogue Buddha Gallery. You're listening to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950.
Turn to Auto Technical with your vehicle donation. Even though Auto Technical is a small nonprofit, we have helped more families with transportation than any organization in Minnesota. Since '94, we have reconditioned donated vehicles so they have a higher tax benefit. Call Richard at 612-919-5526, 612-919-5526, or autotech.org.
Don't drive too fast or you will miss Scott Jamama's Hot Barbecue. Scott Jamama's offers huge taste out of a little place. Located at 3 West Diamond Lake Road near the intersection of Nicollet Avenue and West Diamond Lake Road in Minneapolis, This tiny hole in the wall offers mouth-watering baby back ribs, grilled chicken, and half-pound pulled pork sandwiches. Don't forget to add the potato salad, spicy baked beans, twice baked potatoes, and delicious desserts. Find their winter hours and full menu at scottjamamas.com.
The new year is here, and it's time to take advantage of Zero Res's best deal of the year. Carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, basically every surface in your home can be Zero Resified, so it's time to call the cleaning pros at Zero Res. And don't forget your air ducts to help alleviate allergies and asthma. And it's also important to enjoy less dust, lower energy bills, and your home staying cleaner longer. Zero Res is here to protect your biggest investment, your home. Why pay someone to clean your carpet if they are going to leave something behind that makes it dirty again super fast? Zero Res is the longest lasting and best clean. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResMinnesota.com or call 952-ZERO-RES, and don't forget to ask for the AM 950 special. This month, book and clean in January only and get 23% off all services for 2023. That's 952-ZERO-RES or ZeroResMinnesota.com. Backward or forward spells the same. Zero Res.
Seward Co-op is now offering convenient self-serve and prepackaged hot options and salad bars at both the Franklin and Friendship stores. Breakfast items available daily until 11 a.m. and brunch served all day every Sunday. Their weekly lunch and dinner menus highlight cuisines from around the world. They offer vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options daily. 95% of the ingredients used are organic from small-scale, local community food producers whenever possible. More at seward.coop.
This is Angela Warner for Warner Stellian. And while I'm always proud of the work we do in our community, I'm especially proud of our partnership with Make-A-Wish. With your help, we are donating $50 for each qualifying appliance purchase to Make-A-Wish. Together, we could donate up to $100,000 for Minnesota kids again this year. So I invite you to do good for your family while helping kids' wishes come true during Warner Stellian's Great Give Back. Now through January 23rd, in-store or online at warnerstellian.com.
And we're just sitting here chatting away as always, which is the funniest part. And I told Nick we're going to do this. I'm going to miss us coming back on. So there you go. You're right. So next week on Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken, Shar Savoy is going to be guest hosting the show for me. She's going to have on Renee Evans, who is with Natural Nurse Solutions and is also a psychic medium. This is going to be a great conversation, so please tune in. Renee is going to be in studio as well. A lot of in-studio guests this year. We got to clean up this place, maybe paint the carpeting on the wall. There is carpeting on the wall, folks. And
could use a little more art.
Well, I've seen your prices, Nick. I don't know if we're going to we'll have to talk about this. This has been up here for about 6 months, and they haven't plugged it in yet, so I'm not sure what's the point of that.
Funny.
So
could
you got
be watching the Vikings game.
Well, it's surprising Patrick isn't. I think he is watching it over there. Yeah, he's not even paying attention anymore. I guess I'm producing the show today. For our final segment, we return to our guest today, artist and owner of the Rogue Buddha Gallery in Northeast Minneapolis, Nicholas Harper. You can see what events and other good things that are happening at the gallery by visiting roguebuddha.com. And it's funny, I read on here, Robin wrote she wrote a comment while we're on break, and she said, I love watching them chat during the breaks, so expressive. I have no ideas what they're saying. So that's Nick, that's a good example of telling you they can't hear what we're saying. That's good. Probably for the best.
That's
right?
For the best, definitely.
It's mainly just old Catholic school stories. When we were at school, we didn't even realize we're at school together actually until we met up again. So
yeah, we're a year apart.
Yeah. I'm slightly older.
Yeah.
Just slightly, ever so slightly. And then Linda says the old style storefront with the deep showcase windows is wonderful, displaying a taste of what's shown on the inside.
Oh, cool.
It is. And folks, honestly, it's the local folks here. If you've heard of it or if you've walked past it, definitely check out. We're going to be going through what some of the events are coming up here. But I wanted to talk a little bit. What you brought me in for is so funny that you had reached out to me, and then, our friend Tell, our mutual friend Tell, hooked you up with me actually long before the November thing, because you had stuff going on that's happening, and I being me, I didn't respond to you, and I apologize. That's just kind of how I operate sometimes. And then you asked to speak, and then suddenly I'm like, okay, I'm interested.
That's why I'm here to ruin the show. Revenge. You didn't get back to me in timely manner.
But then you realize I ruined my own shows. You're like, I wasn't needed here. So you had me come in to talk a monthly thing that happens at that gallery is called the Death Cafe.
Death Cafe.
What is that for folks?
So Death Cafe it's a worldwide phenomenon. It's not particular just to the Rogue Buddha Gallery. There's about 7,000 Death Cafes around the world, and there's no real organized structure to it. Anybody really can host a Death Cafe, but it's the principle behind it is that people get together and they talk about death in all of its facets. From, it can be everything from end of life protocols to how do you want your body to be disposed of,
sure,
quote unquote, to afterlife thoughts. Is there an afterlife? Is there reincarnation? Near-death experiences, the whole gamut, anything to do with death, which ironically, a lot of conversations then bleed into the purpose of life and what is the meaning of life. And I have to say, give a shout out to Kristen Ament, who she's the one who brought the idea of hosting a Death Cafe at the Rogue Buddha to me about 5 years ago. And she's a palliative care nurse. I think she has her doctorate or PhD. She's worked in end-of-life care for a long time. She's really kind of the expert on end-of-life care. And she approached me about 5 years ago, asked if it was something I wanted to host at the Rogue Buddha, or at least open my doors up so she could host. And we've been doing it monthly ever since, with a little break a couple years ago. But we're back to doing it every month. And it's usually the last Sunday of the month. The next one coming up is, I believe, on the 29th of January.
Nice.
And really what it is stranger. There's always a couple people who are repeat people that have been to multiple, but for the most part, it's always new people. And you don't know, all age ranges. And the great thing about it is there's no judgment, there's no pressure to talk, and everybody has their own beliefs and opinions, and they're all respected. So there is, you can have a agnostic next to an atheist, next to a Catholic. They all have different opinions. They share them. We dive into it, whatever those opinions are, but there's no preaching. There's no agenda. And who knows where the conversation will go. We typically don't do a set theme for a Death Cafe. Kristen will open up the night with a short poem or a quote. We go around, introduce ourselves. The conversation just magically happens, and it's usually a really good time. It's typically lighthearted and fun. We also have treats.
Yes,
nothing
you do.
Like talking about death with cake.
Yep.
And then last year we did do a couple of themes for the first time. Well, we've done a couple themes in the past, but this time we went really wackadoodle. And in September we met at a cemetery.
Cool.
To start the night off, and did a cemetery walk.
Nice.
And then came back to the gallery and talked about our experiences, what we thought. The month after that, we had this paranormal, quote unquote, expert on, and came and gave a talk about. So we had Greg on, who was, and the funny thing is, we were going to do. The idea was to have you talk for maybe 20 to 40 minutes, answer some questions, then we would go back into the normal Death Cafe sort of run of show, if you will. And you were so fascinating and so entertaining.
No one's ever said that before.
It was incredible. Yeah. So we had a quick vote who wants to just let you keep going. So you talked for 2 hours.
I did.
And you brought in some toys.
Yep.
Which was incredible, the spirit box. And
you had wine for me.
I had wine for you.
So that was good too.
Totally. And that was one of our best crowds too. Pre-COVID, we averaged maybe 35 people a night. After COVID, we'll have 12 to 15. I think we had 50 or 60 people that night.
Yeah, we did.
It was so entertaining, and that was all because of you. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you for inviting me.
And then December, we did November, we did an ancestral potluck Death Cafe where people were encouraged to bring a dish that a loved one that has passed was known for. So we had everything from lutefisk to Hungarian stew. I made my mom's poppy seed bread.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the Polish version, not the German version.
Yep.
That's a distinction.
Yes.
Sweeter.
Very much so.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Now, looking on your site, once again, folks, go to roguebuddha.com, take a look at everything that's there, just for the beautiful insides. Is there anything that you want to highlight that's coming up? We have less than a minute left, I would say.
Yeah, this should only take 10 minutes. So,
oh, good. We're going late today, Patrick.
No, just real quick, the current exhibit is up. It's called Eldritch. That runs through February 10th. And then we're doing something around Valentine's Day, on Valentine's Day. Check out the website for the details. Those will be coming up in the next week. And then we have a number of great exhibits coming up throughout the rest of the year. Death cafes, paint nights, coffee clatches, artist talks, the whole 9 yards. VIP dinners.
You got to check it out. Nicholas Harper is an artist and owns the Rogue Buddha Gallery located at 357 13th Avenue Northeast in Minneapolis. Go check out his site to everything going on at roguebuddha.com. Thank you so much for joining us today, Nick.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me, Greg.
Oh, gosh, that was a lot of fun. We're going to have you back, okay? Awesome. This has been Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken on AM 950. Char Savoy is going to be filling in next week. Take care, everyone.
No matter if you're eating out or cooking something at home, eatlocalminnesota.com has you covered with a list of locally owned restaurants and food purveyors. Locally owned